time with the defensive play. Now finds Jalen Green.
Oh, my goodness!
He did it!
Oh!
Jazz, the Jazz turn it. Oh! Cam Whitmore. Şengün goes coast to coast. Oh! Here's Williams. Here comes both teams. Here comes Rocket Security. And we got a score.
RedNationBlogga back with another video. The Houston Rockets lose to the Los Angeles Lakers 104-98 in a very, very frustrating game, a very, very frustratingly played game, a very, very frustratingly coached game, and a very, very frustratingly officiated game. I don't really know what to say. I really want to get to the Houston Rockets side, but I'm gonna start with the Lakers. Luka Doncic really didn't play well. He only had 20 points. LeBron James had 16 points, 5 of 12 from the field. Luka was 6 of 17 from the field. Really, the role players, Gabe Vincent and Dorian Finney-Smith combined for 40 points. That is really what killed the Houston Rockets tonight. And honestly, that shouldn't have happened. A lot of it is just based upon what Houston was doing on their side of the ball, more so than what Luka or LeBron needed to do. LeBron and Luka didn't really force anything. They let the game come to them. You know what I mean? Like, they let the game, they didn't try to force it. They didn't take a lot of bad shots. They didn't do a lot of idiotic things on offense. They just took the plays that the Rockets laid out for them, that the Rockets defense laid out on them. I mean, they combined for 6 turnovers. They were combined plus 16. This was a good game for, the Los Angeles Lakers. I give them all the credit in the world as we get down the stretch of the season and we start getting to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? This was supposed to be a measuring stick game. And I think the Rockets measured up well. I think the Lakers measured up well. Obviously, they won, but this is a very, very frustrating game for me as a fan watching it. I was on playback. Shout out to Lowe. He came on. Shout out to Real TJ. I think that's how you say his name. If it's not, I apologize. Shout out to him. He was on. We was on there on Houston Live with the regular crew, and it was fun. It was fun watching the game. It was fun talking about the game and stuff like that. But, man, as I said, very, 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 very frustrating game. And that's pretty much all I got to say on the Lakers. I think they will be hell to pay. So I guess that's not all I got to say to the Lakers. I think in the playoffs, the Lakers have found some sort of identity down the stretch that if a team allows them to run their pick and roll, to use Jackson Hayes, to let him catch lives, to let him be a force on the glass and everything like that, let him get second chance points. If a team allows him to get into that bag, and that opens up more one-on-one play and more stuff for LeBron and Luka, more stuff for the catch and shooters and everything like that, I think that this team, and then, when they don't play Jackson Hayes, like tonight, for example, Jackson Hayes only played 14 minutes, they opted to go small. And that's really dangerous for them too, because pretty much every single time down, they're going to generate a really good look. And the fact that they were able to generate so many good looks down the stretch of this game, finding guys in the corner, Luka orchestrating the offense the way that he orchestrates the offense, LeBron doing what he does, what he normally does, it was very frustrating. I mean, even I'm looking at the box score. Austin Reeves, 12 points in 38 minutes. He was 5 of 11 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3. Like, he was a +8 himself. Like, they just, the three-headed monster of this team really didn't force anything. And you really got to just tip your hat to them playing high IQ basketball and understanding what the Rockets was doing. On the other side of it, I really got to talk about my frustrations with Ime Udoka. I really wanted to save it for the good, the bad, and the downright ugly, but I honestly, I can't. I just can't. I'm so frustrated with Ime Udoka. He's so stubborn. And tonight, although in the fourth quarter he did recognize it and he did go small, he recognized it too late. If the double big is not a good matchup, like the double big worked. It has worked more times than it hasn't worked. I would say it has a 93 to 95% success rate this season when we have thrown that lineup out there. But tonight was not one of those nights. When you see Gabe Vincent have 20 points and he shoots 6 of 13 from 3 because Steven Adams can't get out there in a corner and can't put a hand up, you need to adjust your lineups. I'm looking at the box score. Jabari played 27 minutes. Steven Adams played 15. Steven Adams played 7 to 8 minutes longer than what he actually should have played tonight, in my opinion. I don't care for the rebounds. He got me 7 rebounds. Whoop-de-doo. You gave up so many points on the other end. For the first time in a long time, Steven Adams was a -3. He's usually +22, +25, especially when they go to the double big lineup. He usually does really, really well when they go to the double big lineup. He actually just completely flips the box score and the plus minus for what it is. But tonight, Ime, in his stubbornness, he just does not change. He does not adapt quick enough. Sometimes he doesn't adapt at all. Luckily today, I will shoot him like 2% bail. He noticed it late, but it should have been noticed in the first half. After Gabe Vincent hits 2 threes in the corner, I'm already switching up the adjustment. Because if he made 6 threes and he shot 13, how many of the other ones was he wide open that they still generated a wide open look? At some point, you got to recognize, nah, the double big is not it tonight. You know what? I got Jabari Smith, this laterally quick guy that's a big that can get out and he can guard. Theoretically, he can guard. Use that lineup. Use Sengun more. Bump his minutes up from 34 to 38. But Steven Adams, it's cool to throw out the double big and see what it does for you in a particular game. But once you see that the double big lineup is not working, scrap it. Steven Adams provided nothing. He provided absolutely nothing. I don't care about the offensive rebounds. I don't care that he had 2 offensive rebounds tonight. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. He gave up for every offensive rebound he got. He gave up a 3. For every defensive rebound he got, he gave up a 3. And it forces the Rockets team to play in a way that frankly is not conducive to winning versus this team, the Lakers, versus that personnel, that is just bad basketball. It's bad defensive basketball. And even then, the Rockets only give up 104. But you put up only 98. You don't even crack 100. This was so easy and so recognizable. And Ime does this a lot. Like, he will make an adjustment where he takes out starters. He benches them. Then he'll make it, but he won't bring them back when the game is close and the bench unit got him all the way back in the game. He won't bring them back. Or he won't recognize something until it's too late. Or he won't recognize it at all. And I'm on playback with everybody. I'm like, this is not a Steven Adams game. This is not a Steven Adams game. This is not a Steven Adams game. I'm saying it on Twitter. This is not a Steven Adams game. I'm saying it on playback. This is not a Steven Adams game. And yet, we still see Steven Adams on the floor playing 15 minutes of basketball that he should not have played. It's really that simple. If I can recognize it, how come the great Ime Udoka, defensive-minded stalwart Ime Udoka, can't identify that it's not working? Dorian Finney-Smith, 20 points, 6 of 11 from 3. It was either giving up a corner 3 to Gabe Vincent with Steven Adams on the floor, or it was high pick and roll from the top of the key that Luka drags 2. He does a behind-the-back bounce pass, Dorian Finney-Smith hitting an above-the break 3, swishing. At what point do you change the defensive strategy, Ime Udoka? At what point do you do something different? Because it's not working. And that's not the only thing that Ime failed to recognize in this game that has come back to bite us in multiple games this season. It's just one of the many, to be honest with you. Let's get to the best part of the show, my favorite part of the show, the good. Ime Thompson, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 8 of 14 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. Ime Thompson was great tonight. No complaints about Ime Thompson at all. Jabari Smith, double-double off the bench, 15 points, 11 rebounds, 6 of 10 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3. I really think Jabari Smith should have played more minutes. He should have been at the 32 to 35-minute range tonight, in my personal opinion. I think once Sengun went to the bench, Jabari Smith should have been right next up. I also think Aaron Holiday maybe should have played, or Jeff Green. It's so many options that you have on this team to go to, and the fact that we don't utilize it when it needs to be utilized, we don't push the button when the buttons need to be pushed. It's so crazy that it's like not recognizable. It's so funny to me that it just does not happen often. And it's just, like I said, as a fan watching this game get coached, it was extremely frustrating. Extremely frustrating. But that's all I got for the good. For the bad, Jalen Green, 9 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. He got all 5, I believe, in the first quarter. 4 of 13 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3. not minus 11. He was the biggest minus on the team. This was a bad Jalen Green game tonight. He only played 30 minutes. He kind of came alive a little bit in the second quarter. Looked like, it was just a typical first quarter slow start from Jalen, and then he was going to flip the switch and come back around on the second half. But it never happened for him. He wasn't hitting his three ball. He wasn't getting to the rim. He was turning over the ball. It wasn't a good night for Jalen Green. But all in all, I won't kick his back in too much because I think that Jalen Green has earned himself some leeway, and I think that even tonight he should have played more than what he played, especially considering who I'm going to feature in the downright ugly, especially the downright ugly. Fred VanVleet, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 of 14 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3, -3. This was a shitty game for Fred VanVleet. And what's frustrating is that Ime Udoka is all about accountability. He's all about not using age as an excuse and all of these things. He's on this proverbial accountability high horse. When is Fred VanVleet going to be held accountable for his poor fucking play? When is he going to be held accountable? 39 minutes for Fred VanVleet. 39 for what? Because he could give a solid entry pass to Alprin Sengun? Brother, we need you to make wide open shots. And then to make matters worse, and I said this last year after the Dallas Mavericks game. This was Ime's first season. I said that versus the Sacramento Kings this season a few times on a few videos. He gets picked on entirely too much by great offensive players and great offensive playmakers. Luka Doncic is picking on him. Austin Reeves is picking on him. LeBron James is picking on him. Every single time they get a quality look. And Ime doesn't make the adjustment. Fred is just too small to handle 6'7" Luka Doncic. He's too small to handle 6'9" LeBron James. He's too small to handle 6'4", 6'5" Austin Reeves. Why is he in the game so long? Why not go with Jalen Green, Amen Thompson, Tari Eason, Jabari Smith Jr., and Dylan Brooks? Now you could switch everything. Now the Lakers got to pick on like Jalen Green, which he's not the best defender in the world, but he has length, he has size, he has athleticism. He can make up for his small build, being the smallest out of those players. He can make up for it with his height. But no, you don't do that. You let Fred VanVleet go out there and get picked on. Last year when they played the Mavericks, Luka and Kyrie took turns on him in the fourth quarter. This year versus Sacramento Kings, DeMar DeRozan, De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, all of them took Keegan Murray, took turns on Fred VanVleet down the stretch because he's small. This is what's going to happen in the playoffs. And if Ime Udoka does not bench Fred VanVleet while he's having a game that he had tonight, it's going to be a problem. So I'm also going to put Ime Udoka in the downright ugly because you have to know when to make a change, dude. You have to know when to make a change. Again, I saw Ime Udoka when he was the head coach of the Boston Celtics play drop coverage versus Steph Curry. He had Al Horford and Robert Williams checking Stephen Curry off of a screen below the free throw line. You have to know when to make an adjustment. You cannot be this stubborn coach that you are. It's infuriating to watch. Make an adjustment. Know when what you have been used to doing, what you have been accustomed to doing is not working. Know when to say, okay, let me scrap that and go with something new. Let me not give up a 12 combined three-pointers to Gabe Vincent and Dorian Finney-Smith. They shot 12 of 24 from 3, 40 points from the bench. 40. You just got to know when to scrap shit. You got to know when we got Jabari Smith so he could play the 5. Like I'm crashing out right now. I'm rambling. I'm spiraling. I do apologize. But it was really frustrating to watch because like I'm tired of seeing Ime make these same mistakes. I'm tired of seeing it because like then what he'll do, just for an example, if the Rockets win tonight with Jabari like at the 5, now he's going to like go away from the double big and now just exclusively go to Jabari at the 5 because it works for one game, just like he did with the double big lineup. You have to work with what works on the fly. You have to know when to scrap something and how to move and think quickly on your feet and not wait until the fourth quarter when it's winning time to make an adjustment. That adjustment should have been made in the first half after Gabe Vincent, after Dorian Finney-Smith hit 2 to 3 threes. It should have been made at that point. Steven Adams, I'm sorry, brother. You got to sit on the bench. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Comment below. Let me know what I missed. Let me know what I didn't miss. Let me know what you agree with. Let me know what you didn't agree with. As always, once again, thank you for watching. RedNationBlogga out.